I seem to have left out a few things. I would like to add a few points to my lecture. The first of these is that an attempt can be made to establish a parallelism between the present poem, between A.K.Ramanujan's Obituary and U.R. Anandamurthy's novel Samskara. What is the meaning of the word obituary? Obituary means a notice of death, a notice of the death of a man. What is the meaning of the word samskara? The Sanskrit word samskara has numerous meanings, and I understand that almost all the meanings are appropriate to U.R. Anandamurthy's novel. However, the one meaning which is specifically applicable, which is specifically appropriate to the novel, is a right for a dead man. A right for a dead man. In fact, that is the subtitle of the novel, Samskara, colon, a right for a dead man. I would like to establish also a contrast. I would like to work out a contrast between obituary and samskara. What happens in obituary is what happens to a man who is dead, a Brahmin who is dead, provided he is a conformist, provided he accepts the straitjacket of Brahmanism. And what happens to him? Let me try to remember the lines. For sons to pick gingerly and throw, as the priest said, facing east, where three rivers met near the railway station. This is what happens to a dead Brahmin, provided he is a conformist. What happens to a Brahmin, to a dead Brahmin, who is not a conformist, who is a non-conformist, who rejects the straitjacket of Brahmanism? This is one of the major themes of samskara. Naranappa, Naranappa, the unbrahminical Brahmin, the Brahmin who has renounced Brahmanism, who eats meat, drinks liquor, hobnobs with Muslims, maintains a low caste mistress, and he dies. What happens when a Brahmin who has renounced Brahmanism dies? This is what is dealt with in samskara. The contrast is between the speaker's father in obituary, who is a Brahmin and a conformist, and Naranappa in samskara, who is a Brahmin who has rejected Brahmanism. I would also like to establish a contrast, a comparison as well as a contrast between obituary and homecoming 4 of R. Parthasarathi. The latter narrates the cremation of the speaker's father at the burning ghat and tells us how relations stood like exclamation points. It's a highly emotional piece, and the contrast could not have been more sharp. In the Parthasarathi piece, the son is shattered by the death of his father. The cremation of the father at the burning ghat is powerfully described. And the lines of the poem, or should I say section, throb with pain, with emotion, with sorrow, while in the Ramanujan piece, the death of the speaker's father is only an opportunity for the speaker to exercise his sense of humor, his sense of irony, his sense of satire. Finally, while discussing the stylistic aspects of the poem, I should have said that A.K. Ramanujan's Obituary is a free verse poem, which of course it is. The poem is divided into 8 stanzas. Each stanza consists of 7 lines. The lines are rather short. They are more or less of the same length. There is not much play with linear length except at the very beginning of the poem, where the first line of the first stanza, the first line of the poem, consists of 5 words, and the second line of the poem consists of only 2 words. The words are chosen with extreme care. As in the case of any typical Ramanujan poem, the words are chosen with extreme care. I would like to sign off by saying that Ramanujan chooses his words like a jeweler choosing his gems.